So, the other week, I was just scrolling through Steam, and then I came across this Kriegsfront Tactics, the prologue. That's a mech! Kriegsfront Tactics Prologue is a proof of concept for the upcoming procedural turn-based mecha tactics RPG set in alternate 1970s Southeast Asia. You're telling me you make Gundam 08, but a game? Gimme! And so I downloaded a demo and streamed it to basically no one. And boy, was I stoked! Hello and welcome back to this internet. And today will be my first attempt at a review or a preview, since this is a demo. Maybe an impression is a better word, since reviewing means I have to be objective, which I'm not. I'm just gonna share my experience with the demo because I really much enjoyed it. The demo itself is just over like an hour maybe, and even less if you play it through it quickly. I feel like this is going to just be me rambling about things, but whatever. I just want to do this and spread the word about the game because I think it's good and I want it to succeed. So I'll go through each section, I guess, in terms of like, graphics, and gameplay and all that. So let's start with the simple thing. The graphics. Also the sound, art style and all that. And this is how the game looks. With all the effects on extreme. I don't know why this is an option, but it is. It's kind of funny. But this is how the game looks like. PS1 graphics. Love it. I think it really fits the whole air of the game set in 70s. So you gotta make it look extra 70s by making everything look old. But yeah, the overall graphics is the whole PS1 retro look, like the older front mission games, like the second and third one. Side note, I have never played a single front mission game other than this one. All the models from the Mechs, or Kriegers as they're called, to the environmental objects are low poly, but the texture work is pretty good. Even though they are low poly, they are pretty detailed. Like each part of the Krieger is like its own separate, distinctive, like shaped polygon, I guess, of like a square with a texture implying a different shape or object. What little you see of the humans in this game is pretty decent, I guess. The effects are a bit more modern looking to me, at least. Usually games in the PS1 era have very pixelated look in their effects, like the fire and gunshots. They look good, but I think it's just a bit too modern looking compared to the overall look, I guess. At least for me. The lighting and shadows as well. The sound, pretty good as well. Though I think some sounds are a bit underwhelming, like the hammer sound, like clunk. It looks huge, but it sounds like you're just getting slapped by something. So, the game itself is a turn-based strategy game. Plays a lot like XCOM, actually. The old ones, not the like reboot ones. Instead of like the 2 action thing you get for the new XCOMs, each unit has its own like AP pool, action points pool. And you can either spend some to move a bit and do an attack, or take an action like overwatching, or you can spend most or all of it to do a dash, which is basically a sprint, or use like high AP abilities like aim shot. You don't have to use your entire AP per turn. You can kind of skip it, really. You can leave some unused, which will allow you to do some counterattacks if the enemy attacks that specific unit. Combat is also like XCOM, where it's like percentage based. You also get a flanking bonus to your percentage if your unit is behind the target. There isn't really a targeting cover system, but there is a line of sight and obscure vision penalty. So I guess there is a cover system in the game. You can put your mechs inside trees, which can hide them. And if there are like a bunch of trees stacked up together, it actually just straight up hides that side of the map and any units in fog of war. There were times in the demo where I thought I was the only one left, just to have some guy shoot my mech from behind. When you enter a tree line, you get to see like 1 or 2 tiles away from your mech, so putting a mech that's built for like CQC to do tree clearing is probably a good idea. The trees that you had you can destroy them by using explosive ammo. I don't know if there's a flamethrower. Maybe there is a flamethrower, but I didn't get to use it. But yeah, if you shoot like grenades or bombs, I guess not grenades, you can destroy the trees. The damage system works a lot like Battletech, where it's like limb based. To actually damage the mech, you have to go through the armor first. Once you get past the armor is when you actually start doing damage. There are 4 parts of the body that you can damage. The arms, both of them, left and right, the legs, and the body. Taking out the arms will remove the weapons that are there, and destroying the legs will slow the mech down. but in order to kill it, you have to destroy the body. You can give your mechs a shield, which has the chance to completely block damage. It won't block all the time, like it's a chance. Or you can just rely on your pilot being good and hope that they will evade. In the demo, after the tutorial mission, you basically get one of each type of mech. You get 2 general mechs of assault rifles and an area of attack weapon, 1 sniper, 1 CQC that carries a shotgun and a knuckle duster, and a big artillery boy with a hammer. Your normal weapons have ammo, but infinite reloads. But the AoE weapons can be only reloaded off combat, so you can't really spam them. And by off combat, I don't mean they automatically reload. You actually have to find or buy ammo for them. That caught me off guard when I realized that. So you have to be a bit tactical when you use them. Speaking of off combat, the game turns to Mount and Blade. That's an overworld that you can move around in. There are enemies that patrol around, but it shows you their detection radius, so you can sneak around them if you want. When you enter a village or a point of interest, you get a little dialogue box that you can make your choice in. I feel like because it's a demo, the choices are set linear. So I fully expect in the full game to be a lot more random. I did not notice any like upkeep as time went on, but you can't repair or change things unless you're in a certain location. In the demo, there was only one that I found, and it was pretty early on, and I didn't get to see the mech builder because I kind of forgot to check it. Going by the description on the Steam page, it says that this game takes place in Southeast Asia. That's a lie. Kind of. Let me explain. When you play the demo, you get a cutscene in the beginning. It starts off with a big boom, and the narrator says that the Yamato Empire, which is Japan, I guess, pulled out the region that the region that is apparently called Southeast Asia. I'm just going by the Steam description anyways. Now I'm saying this as a native here in Southeast Asia. This isn't how the entire region looks like. So I guess this means that this world shares like the same culture and continent names, but it's like an entire different land, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, this game is set in the 70s, but the nuking in the beginning, that sounds like the end of World War II. So either that was like another war between then and now, or World War II dragged on for like 3 more decades. Just like World War II, after the big boom, Japan, or Yamato, I guess in this case, surrendered and pulled out this region, Southeast Asia. They did that in real life as well. As the big powers were figuring the post-war treaties and everything, or whatever, the locals of the country the game set in, which is called Nusanesia, I think, was like, oh shit, we're independent now. However, little did they know that they are now under the UDC, the United Dicks of Canada. I don't know, man. This is kind of like what happened in real life here in Malaysia. After the Japanese left, the communists, they tried to take over, and yeah. Anyway, the Nusa nations did what the Taliban did and yoinked all the equipment the Yamato Empire left behind for their own use to so that they can keep their independence. And that's where we come in. We're invading, baby. Again, I don't know whether this entire region or it's a country, like Nusanesia or whatever, but the culture or the people here are a mix of bunch of real life ones. When you play the game, you look at the environment, you see a lot of like Buddhist statues just litter around, kind of like Thailand, I think, or Vietnam, or maybe even Laos. Forgot about Laos. I've been told it was more like Thailand because when I was playing it, there was a Vietnamese in chat, and he told me it was more like Thailand. But the people they speak Malay. Musia? Amerta? I understood that. Wait, is this supposed to be Malaysia?
I respect them.
Or Indonesian. But I think it's more Malay, because since I didn't pick up the Indonesian accent. Ku tidak dengar logat Indonesia. But anyway, you start a game with the tutorial mission, and here we meet 2 characters. The blonde dude and a new dude. I don't remember their names. The missions was to meet up with another squad led by this dick. I will refer to him as that from now on. But apparently, he decided to move ahead of us, so we gotta catch up. You complete the tutorial, and at the end of the mission, you meet the rest of the Diamond Squad. Right? You meet this bitch, the guy that calls her a bitch, and this guy. I don't know if they're like important characters for the full game because I'm getting the vibe that it's gonna be more like XCOM, but you do get some, character, I guess, from these people. They do talk while you play missions. So anyway, you make your way through all the levels until you reach the point where you're supposed to meet the Dick, but he's not there. Around you, you see a scene of battle. And so you continue your journey until you meet him in a village, committing war crimes. He sees you guys, confronts you, and then accuses you of being traitors, because how else he can ambush an enemy scout seeing you coming from a mile away with your big and noisy mech? Yeah, that's impossible. What are you talking about? No, you guys sold us out, and that's why you were slow. You knew what was gonna happen. Blonde guy get executed, and then we fight Dick and his boys. I think up until this point, you fight Mechs. If I remember correctly, up until this point, you fight Mechs that were already damaged, but Dick here is 100%. My boys and girl are not 100% at this point, and some don't even have ammo anymore. The hammer mech, he only has his hammer, doesn't have any more like artillery shells or whatever. And so one by one dies, and was up to my unlikely hero, the bitch. She was the last one alive and killed everyone. I've treated you harshly, and I must stop calling you a bitch. Only if I remember your name, which I don't. And that's where the demo ends. With how the story ends, it makes you feel like there'll be like a faction system that you can choose who you want to fight for. Do you want to keep the invasion up, or do you want to fight for the freedom of the natives? It feels like it's going that way, especially how the demo ended. You're like traders or whatever. And the whole Mountain Blade of a world. If you played Mountain Blade before, you can move around, go to like villages, castles, and work for the faction you're choosing. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll be a linear story. Who knows? I have no idea what to call this. A preview, a rambling, an impressions. Who knows what it is, but I want to spread word on this. I think it's coming out soon, so I don't know how. I don't think you have to wait too long. Maybe I'll do more of this if I'm compelled or people want it. But yeah, also tell me if I can improve anything, because I've never done anything like this before. I've definitely a lot to be improved, huh? Got Discord, that's on Death's Bed, and also Twitch, but I also stream here. Until next time, take care, and I'll see you then. See ya. Bye-bye.